what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The market had a huge day to the upside with the SPY popping just under 2%. We also saw a huge day out of Walgreens, which reported some pretty good earnings, and they're up 7.5% on the day. UPST stock is also flying. Overall, we have a ton of great plays for tomorrow, so make sure you guys stick around to the end of today's video and let us know what stocks you are watching in the comments down below so we can cover them in tomorrow's video. But Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, like you said, Walgreens had some amazing earnings and they actually beat their EPS by a little bit there, but their CEO actually came out and said that their new healthcare division will really drive their growth. And the company plans to open hundreds of doctors' offices, open in-store consultations with nurses, pharmacists, and put a healthy spin on their front of store merchandise. So that's pretty interesting. It almost sounds like Walgreens is, I know that over the past few years, they kind of had their little urgent care platform kind of set up. And it sounds like they're kind of getting into this more of being like a doctor now. You know, they're going to have doctors and nurses in the stores. So sounds pretty interesting for them. And they had a pretty big boost to the upside. And I will say they've been recovering up from COVID pretty good, Mike. And with this big turnaround, this might be exactly what they needed to maybe start to get that type of momentum that they had kind of like back at the beginning of this year.
You know it, and they actually had a pretty bad opening. Like right when they opened, a ton of selling pressure came right into the stock, but buyers brought it all the way back up. And I actually like this one for the next couple weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it could be pretty good. And the thing is, there's a lot of momentum right now, and I do like how it kind of recovered up from that open, like you said, that was pretty bad. So to see it kind of recover up and show that there's this much strength behind it, I think that we could see a pretty big pop, at least back up to this resistance of $55 or so. I feel like that's a pretty big level coming up. In the short term, I think we're going to have some problems getting above 52, but if we can break that, I think 55 is pretty safe.
Alrighty, and then we have to talk about UPST. This stock is going crazy, and it has just been on just a crazy uptrend over the past month or so. It broke $385 today, and this setup really reminds me of like Target, Home Depot, and Redfin from like the past year or two. Those stocks have been exploding up, and UPST is just on a crazy uptrend. Honestly, at this point, I feel like it's a little bit too late to get in for a swing play, but there might be some opportunity for like short-term day trades, but either way, it is just flying up. And the thing is, like, I'm definitely expecting it to pull back soon, but with this type of momentum, like, no one can judge the top.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of thought the top might have been there right around that $350 resistance, but we actually broke that again today, had that big move back up. And man, we're already almost back up to $400. Like that move today was pretty significant, rising almost $35 today at the close. That's really big. And I would say definitely look out for $400 over the next couple of days. It seems like that we're just moving in almost $50 increments to the upside at this point.
Yeah, and then even Moderna had a pretty good day today. What's going on there?
Yeah, they actually had some pretty good news came out where a panel of FDA advisors pretty much came out and they said that they are recommending the booster shots for people age 65 and older, and also those people who are at high risk for illness and different problems with exposure to the virus. So that's pretty good news for them. And they've been bouncing off this 300 support pretty well back to the upside. And I'm really curious to see if this news can maybe get them to maybe get that big push up that we've been waiting for with Moderna. I know a lot of people have been waiting for them to start to come back to the upside. And if that does happen, I would expect some news like this to maybe definitely play a factor here. But overall, that's good news. And if they're recommending that booster shot, that might help Moderna over the next couple months.
There we go. And then let's take a look at C, which is Citigroup. A lot of the banks reported earnings recently, and I know that JP Morgan fell yesterday with earnings, but C had a pretty good day. Even JP Morgan recovered pretty well. What's going on with these banks? Like, I know like some banks are popping up, but some like Wells Fargo are kind of struggling.
Yeah, WFC unfortunately stayed down here at their lows, but we did see the major stocks come back up. We saw Bank of America actually recover up pretty well, up 4.47% with a huge move on earnings. And I think that it's awesome that a lot of these banks are going up because it was pretty scary yesterday whenever JP Morgan had that big drop. even though their earnings were pretty good. So in the end, a lot of these banks are reporting awesome earnings, but still going down. I haven't seen Wells Fargo's too much, but I know that they beat on their EPS, which is great. They had a 1.17 versus a 1.034 estimate, and they did beat on that, which is great to see. But either way, it was good to see him kind of recover up today. Like you said, though, Wells Fargo specifically had quite a bad day compared to the others, while Bank of America had an awesome day, kind of actually breaking out. So it was really mixed across the board. But for the most part, it was awesome to see him recover after JP Morgan had that bad drop.
There we go. So let's get right into today's member of the day, which is Alex. So huge shout out, Alex on YouTube. Thank you so much for all of the support through YouTube comments, and you're always joining the live streams too. So huge shout out, Alex. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for all of your support, activity, and thanks for asking great questions. But Tom, it is now time for the momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first momentum play, we have Redfin to the upside.
Yep. And with Redfin, go ahead and make it break out above $53. That's a pretty good upper level.
All right. And then with the next one, we have WBA.
Yep. Walgreens, they had that awesome news, and go ahead and make them break out above 52.
All righty. And then with the last one, we have Starbucks.
Starbucks, and this one did very well today. It did pull back at the end, but definitely make it break that high in the middle of the day around 112.60. And I know the bot did amazing on Starbucks.
You know it. So we are watching these 3 plays for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. And let's highlight that bot play from today. We can see the hybrid bot called out Starbucks 112 calls at $125 each, and they ran all the way up to $151 each in a couple hours. That was like just under a 21% pop. So the bot has been on fire, everyone. Daily options, swing trades, day trades, order flow bots, and a great community is all included in the stat modeling program. The link for that will be in the description down below and the comments down below. There is a coupon running. You can save like $40 off your first month. Like I said, the bot has been on fire. It's definitely worth trying out, even if it's only for 1 month. Literally, like the past, the past 14 or like 15 out of, I think it's like the past 15 out of 17 plays popped for at least 10%. It has literally been on fire. Today's play popped for 20%. Yesterday's play popped for 66%. The day before that, 27%. And it's just been on fire, guys. So definitely check it out. It's going to be that first link in the description and the comments down below. And we have a coupon running. So definitely take a look at it. And now let's get right into the comments from the previous video. With the first comment, we have Alex saying, SPY had a nice day up today. Any levels to watch for tomorrow? Do you see an uptrend starting? So Tom, what are the top levels you are watching on the SPY right now?
Yeah, the big one coming up right now is going to be $444. And I don't know what time he commented that, but yesterday we had a pretty big resistance to pass somewhere like right around 438. And we actually broke it this morning in pre-market, and we just had an explosive move to the upside pretty much all day. I know there were some pretty good jobs numbers that came out, but I'm really seeing $444 as being the nice upper level for the SPY to pass above here. That's definitely been a big resistance in the past as well. And if we can break up above 444, I could possibly see another nice run just like we saw today, but it would be pretty hard to post back-to-back 1.68% up days. That's pretty good for the SPY.
You know it. And I'm not super bullish on the market right now. I know that we have a lot of drama still going on with Congress, and then the Fed's tapering, and then Evergrande and all that stuff. So there still definitely are some major catalysts in the works that can really hurt an uptrend. So I'm not super bullish on the market. I'm more neutral than anything. And I'm just focusing on stocks that are already at some awesome levels like Palantir, Redfin, RUN, of course, DraftKings, and stocks like that. The market right now is just kind of iffy to me. I'm just more neutral on it.
Yeah, me too. It's just a really tough time. And like you said, there's so many catalysts that are going to really change the aspect of the market. Right now, we're flying up on good jobs numbers, and, these banks are doing pretty good on earnings. So the market's really flying up, but who knows, something could come out tomorrow about the debt ceiling, or that possible default news could come back into play, or who knows, there's lots of different scenarios right now.
Alrighty, and then we have Kumar saying, "What's up with SPCE? What do you think?" So this stock, it really hasn't been doing too much. I know it's tanking big time in after hours right now. It's not my favorite stock in the world, but it is at some relatively good levels. It's just like pretty risky, and it's not really for me. But if you are a fan of the company, I would say now is a pretty decent time to at least average in.
Yeah, I think it's a decent time to average in if you like them for the long term. Obviously, they're going through a lot of problems like in these beginning phases of the company. And, there was a lot of hype on these launches, and then they had those share offerings and stuff like that. I think it's good down here at the lows. As we can see, they're flying down in after hours. They had some pretty crazy news come out. They're pretty much beginning their planned vehicle enhancement and modification period. So that they're pretty much just they're not going to be doing too many launches and stuff like that in the short term. It doesn't sound like. So it's going to be a really tough time for him. But like Mike said, I think it's good for the long term. And I do think some of these other space stocks could end up doing pretty decent, like ASTR. They're actually having a pretty nice uptrend right now. 3 nice green days in a row. Also, RKLB is doing pretty good.
There we go. And then we have Kaylee saying, "Great content as usual. Thoughts on ANY?" So to be completely honest with you, I'm not a fan of this stock right now. I just feel like there's better opportunities out there, like Palantir, Corsair, Redfin, and DraftKings and stocks like that. That doesn't mean that ANY is bad. It's just not really for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's a tough one. It's just really low price. It's a really high volatility stock too. Like this week, it's been really up and down, trading from $7 all the way up to 8.69 and then back down. So it's had some really crazy runs, and I think it could honestly have a pretty good next couple weeks if the momentum sticks around. But it's just going to be really hard. It's had a pretty good week this week, and for it to continue up, we'll just have to have a lot of momentum come in. So definitely look for it on Wall Street Bets, and if it gets the hype, I think it definitely has potential.
Alrighty. So Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything you are watching for tomorrow?
I'm really keeping my eyes on some of these stocks like Facebook and Twitter right now. I know that they've been getting beaten down a lot lately, and they have been coming back and posting some pretty good green days. I know that they've had a lot of weird stuff going on with Congress and different stuff like that as well. So definitely keep them on the radar. It's just weird to see them kind of coming back up with some solid green momentum here. So they might be popping back after having these pretty bad drops, but definitely keep your eyes on them. I'm also really keeping my eyes on AMD. They had a pretty big move up today, and they're honestly getting pretty close to to that 115 resistance. So I'll really be eyeing them up over the next couple days. It just seems like they're on fire right now.
There we go. And if you are an options trader, definitely check out that first link in the comments and the description down below. We have a coupon running. The bot has been on fire. We have day trades, swing trades, order flow bots, a great community, and a ton of extra features included. It's been pretty awesome. The bot has been on fire. And even if you just want to try out the program for 1 month, you can cancel at any time. And like I said, we do have a coupon running, and it will be included in the link in the description and the comments down below. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day, and come join Tom and myself live on YouTube every single morning at Market Open on the Stocked Up Live YouTube channel. The link for that will also be in the description down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.